Wow, suddenly there's a lot of this shit going on. All right, what is it? It's home equity partnerships. Home equity partnership. And in my mind, this is all fuckery. Okay, it's fuckery. So, what is it even? What in the world is it? Okay. First of all, the government of Canada itself got involved in this a few years back. The idea is that when it first came out, the idea was the government would give you, in partnership, some down payment to buy the house. You want to buy, your first-time buyer, got to be a first-time buyer, buying the house, and you've got 5%, but you really need 10% to get the debt ratios to work so you can qualify for a mortgage. And the government would go in with you for 5%, and that would help you get your start on a new home. Sounds good, right? Just stupidity. Because here's what ends up happening. They're in for a big chunk of the profits. Okay, the government's in for a big chunk of the profits, but you're paying everything else. So nobody took it. Like it was probably the worst accepted program of all the other programs the government's ever brought out. Some of them good, some of them goofy, and this was by far the worst. There's like no acceptance of it. There's other terrible programs. There's some good ones too, like the RSP Homebuyer, the independent homebuyers, first-time homebuyers program, where you can save money, shelter it, don't pay taxes. These are good things. But all the rest of this, no. They quietly gave up on it about 10 months ago. They just said, yeah, nobody's taking this shared equity thing. We're closing it down. Probably about, I don't know, $30-40 million of taxpayer money gone into getting it up and running and then shutting it down. Yeah, just more money lit on fire by the federal government. But now we got private companies are pushing it. Yeah, private companies are pushing it because it's a moneymaker. It can be a big moneymaker if it's designed in a certain way, which it is. So let me describe it again. But now it's not about high ratio mortgages. It's about 20% down mortgages. You've got 10%. The first time home buyers got saved up about 10% of a down payment, but that can only buy them like so big a house, so nice a house. But if you go with one of these shared equity companies, they'll throw the other 10% in. Now you'll have 20%. Now you got more options because you're not tied to CMHC ratios. It's not going to be a high ratio mortgage anymore. And you've got a lot more buying power because you can get a bigger mortgage. Okay. So what's wrong with these things? Well, let's break it down. It's pretty simple. It's always been simple. What's wrong with them? You're putting in 10%. They're putting in 10%. They're getting half of all the profits from the growth of the value of the property. Yeah. So you buy a house for 500, buy a house for $1 million, whatever it is. $1 million is an easy number to work with. You buy a house for $1 million. They put in $100,000. Value of the house goes up to $1.5 million over the course of 7 or 8 years, maybe 10. Who knows? They take half the profit when it's sold. They take $250,000. They put in $100,000. They get $250,000 back. Okay. You might say, "Oh, that's bad," but wait, it's much, much fucking worse than that. Let me describe to you how much worse it is. You are going to make 100% of the payments on the mortgage. Yeah, they don't share in the payment on the mortgage. They just gave you the money for the down payment. They don't pay a penny towards the mortgage. You pay the whole mortgage. You pay the whole property tax. You pay everything. You got to get the lawn cut. You got to get you might have the condo monthly fees. They don't pay a goddamn penny of those. You want to paint the house? You're painting it. Something breaks, you need a new furnace? You're paying for it. Like, it's a long, long, long list. Same reason the government plan failed, because you're getting half of the profit. These companies are getting half the profits, but they pay none of the expenses. And living in a house, living in a condo, living anywhere costs real money. Like real money. Hey, you live in a house, you're about paying $8,000 in property taxes, okay? Even in a condo, you're paying like $3,000 in property taxes every year for 10 years, $30,000 you've paid. They paid nothing. So at the end of the day, this is all fuckery. But wait, Ron, it gives people a chance to get into the market. So that's good, right? No, it's not good, okay? Because, just find a different way, for the love of God, okay? Find a different way. First of all, right now, house prices in many locations are falling or stagnant. So, you might say, well, you can't wait because every time I wait, the price goes up 10%. Well, the price ain't going up 10% right now. It's either staying the same. Maybe in Saskatchewan it's going up, but Quebec going up a bit, but every place else, not so much, okay? So saving another year, saving another 2 years, it's not going to harm you per se. Okay, but the worst thing is you are paying everything associated with being the homeowner. The mortgage, every expense, everything goes wrong, you got to pay, you got to struggle day in, day out. And these guys are just taking the cream. They are just taking they have got the but Ron, what if the prices go down? Well, the reason they're starting to pump it now, they were quiet for like 18 months. These companies are out there. They've been around for a while, but these shared equity companies, but they've been quiet for a while. Now they're perking back up. They say, okay, prices are down in some major markets. There's upside again. Like we were worried when the prices were really falling. They're still falling a bit, but these guys are cagey. They say, well, at least there's a chance they'll go up now, some point in the future. They are looking at longer term investments. They don't mind if the house is there for 10 years. They've got a lot. Okay, but wait, Ron, wait. What if the people can't pay? They get thrown out of the house. Well, guess what? These guys are going to make sure that they get their chunk of whatever profit there could be. And they're pretty careful about not getting involved with people who might not pay the mortgage. What about market goes down? Well, market typically doesn't go down forever. But by the way, if there is a loss on the sale of the home, you still owe these guys big money. Yeah, you end up owing these guys. They'll chase you forever, okay? Drive you into bankruptcy, all right? So here's my point. And again, there's different companies with different approaches and different restrictions and different benefits. I don't see what the benefits are. Because at the end of the day, it makes no sense to get help with a down payment, then you pay every other thing, every penny, and in the end, they get half the profit. They did nothing but give you money on day one, which could be meaningful, but it's not meaningful enough to do it. My recommendation, don't fucking do it.